everyone knows when you fall into a batch of toxic waste, you turn into a superhero. So what happens if you eat toxic waste? Well, today we're gonna find out because Josh and I are trying every toxic waste flavor. Ooh!
Welcome to Bros Review.
Josh and I wanted to shout out to Sierra for buying us these candies. And we wanted to shout out to CelticsFan444 for recommending that we torture ourselves with these candies. So, we're going to try each flavor individually for about 1 to 2 minutes to get the full experience of the super sour all the way to the sweet. And then we'll crunch it and tell you what we think about the candy. Afterwards, we're going to tell you which ones were the best and which ones were the worst.
And at the very end of the video, we're going to try all 6
At the same time.
Let's get right into it.
Black cherry. 1, 2, 3. I don't think this was that sour. To start off with, it didn't have really any flavor, it just was kind of sour and painful, but not too bad. There's only one moment where I actually had like a physical reaction to the sourness, and it was brief. After that, the sourness goes away and it's just straight up flavor. And the flavor is okay. I mean, it wasn't very cherry-y. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of cherry, but it was more cough drop cherry. It's like really bad fake cherry.
I didn't think it was too bad. It just wasn't great. It wasn't like, whoa, this was really good.
Yeah.
And then at the end, I thought it was going to end with sour again, but it didn't really.
No.
And it kind of got stuck in my teeth when I chewed it at the end. Overall, it was interesting. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't very good tasting. So I'm going to give it a lose.
I'm going to give it a lose as well.
Apple. Smells like soap.
It does smell like soap.
All right, let's do it. Alright, you ready?
Yep.
Alright. Again, this one wasn't super sour to start with, but it had flavor from the get-go all the way to the end, and I thought it was pretty decent apple flavor.
I'm going to have to disagree with you. I thought it was more sour than the
Really?
last one. I thought it was super intense, and it was awful for 30 seconds, but then it completely dropped off and it was just a good apple flavor.
What I've noticed with these is if you sit still, you don't really taste much sour, but if you move it around on your tongue, especially the tip of your tongue, then that can get pretty overpowering and interesting. Overall, I thought it was pretty good, so I'll give it a win.
Watermelon.
These look like emeralds, from a kid's cartoon or something, or Moana. This is that emerald from the sea.
Okay.
This is what happens. Really? This is what happens if you eat that emerald.
You die.
No. Yeah, let's do it.
I'm gonna move it around, even if it's more sour.
Me too. My tongue started to cramp.
The flavor of this one was actually pretty good. It tasted pretty much like watermelon.
As far as watermelon candy, not like a real watermelon
candy. But we moved it around in our mouths the entire time, and the sour got way more intense, but it was also over way faster.
Yeah, so we recommend moving around in your mouth. It's a much more intense experience. My tongue cramped up at one point. But I wasn't a huge fan of the watermelon flavor, which I normally like. For example, Sour Patch Kids watermelon candy is one of my favorite candies, but this did not live up to that. It just didn't taste very good, so I'm going to give it a lose.
And I'm going to give it a win.
A win. Lemon. Let's do it. It's horrible. Oh.
Okay. sweet now.
I think by far that was the sourest of all of the ones we've tried so far. And
sure.
like bad sour. It tasted bad. It hurt you. It was not good to you.
Yeah, it was really painful to eat, but once the sour wore off, it actually tastes like a lemon drop. And
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good. It definitely had a good lemon flavor, but man, the sour was just so hard and so painful to get past.
Yes, but I think it had an experience. Like, you go through the pain, and then you get the okay, pretty good lemon flavor afterwards, so I'm gonna have to give it a win.
Blue raspberry.
Finally, a new color, blue!
Dude, I'm stoked. It almost matches our shirts.
Almost. Ready for this?
Yeah.
Dude, it was really interesting because this one, like, was tried to be your friend, but then it's like, I'm actually your enemy, because it would go through bursts of like, oh, this is fine, it's not sour at all, and then BAM! It hit you really hard with sour, and then it'd mellow out again, and then BAM! Like, over and over. It was really interesting.
I have to say, the overall sour duration was the shortest out of every single one,
It wasn't
but
very
the
long.
intensity was like probably up there with lemon. Like, it was
I think it was as
crazy.
high or higher than lemon. That hit
for
pretty
sure.
hard.
And it hit over and over. It was insane. It was really good, though.
But it had a flavor. The sourness had a flavor, and afterwards it had flavor. It tasted very blue raspberry, and it was actually tasty. I would say out of the rest of the ones we've tried, this has been really tasty.
For sure.
So I'm going to give it
A win!
Mystery flavor!
Dude, this one's like a interesting orange-pink. It's very different from the rest of
It's
them.
very mysterious.
It is.
I must say.
I'm kind of
Hopefully we can figure out what it tastes like.
interested why they didn't make their random flavor green, because like
Everything else is green, so you wouldn't know what it is.
But in my mind, toxic waste is green.
Oh,
Like,
that's true.
so I don't know.
This is kind of weird. It's kind of like a bloody toxic waste.
Let's do it.
All right. I was pretty sour. Probably like third rank of sourness. Wasn't crazy, but the flavor, like, oh my goodness, I just kept sucking on it, thinking I know what flavor this is, but I can't figure it out.
So what do you think it is?
I think it's a tropical fruit.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't know which one.
Okay, so your guess is very different.
Really?
My guess is bubblegum. It totally tasted like bubblegum.
That's true.
Like, especially
A little bit.
Hubba Bubba.
Mm-hmm.
Totally has that Hubba Bubba taste. It's fun to say. Hubba Bubba.
Oh my word! Like
But-
I know. Oh no! It tastes like if I remember correctly, dried pineapple.
I don't know if it was pineapple.
Like, have you had dried pineapple?
I've had dried pineapple.
It's completely different than regular pineapple. Like that's what it tastes like. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna stick with bubblegum.
I thought it was interesting, and I really liked the fact that it like threw my mind for a loop because I like knew what it was, but didn't know what it was. So I'm gonna give it a win. All right, we're gonna do all 6 flavors at the same time. We got them in our little containers, and just see who can handle it the longest. 3, 2, 1.
I think I made it through, man. I mean, it's not sour anymore, right?
I swallowed one and it's like trying to come back up.
My tongue is actually destroyed. Like, I was eating those and like, even after all of the...
Does it look like anything?
It doesn't look like anything.
It hurts.
After all the sour is gone, like, it still hurts so bad. Like,
yes. These candies will destroy your tongue, my goodness. But that was the most interesting. I think taking all 6 at the same time was awesome. That was such an experience.
It was so intense. Like, definitely would recommend get a group of friends and like just all try this. It's so crazy. Like, my face actually felt like it was like heating up. It was insane.
I think one at a time, they just aren't that intense or interesting. But all together, like, it's overwhelming and kind of amazing. But it tastes horrible. Those flavors do not combine at all.
Trying all those candies was super enjoyable, but there has to be winners and there has to be losers.
The best flavor from today had to be blue raspberry because it was really good and super sour.
And the worst flavor had to be
lemon.
It was super gross and not good at all.
And we want to shout out to Jonathan Cairo for supporting us on Patreon.
Remember to join us next Monday when we review something new.
And comment down below if you have an idea of something we can try next.
We hope this review helped.
Thanks, guys. Later. At the end, whoever has the least amount of points has to eat all 6 flavors at the same time.
What? I'm so confused.
I'm just like, you like trying to jump in, but like didn't know exactly what the words were.
Well, I was gonna say at once, and then I was like at the same time.
At the same time. You're like, it's great because you're so into it, but you didn't know what you're saying.
Okay, so for hot, you're supposed to have milk. What are you supposed to have for sour? Sweet? Like soda?
Like the complete opposite? I don't know.
Alright. And we're gonna find out which. Okay. We tracked down all 6 toxic waste I was gonna say candies and flavors, so I was gonna say cavers.
Cavers.
All 6 cavers.
Dude, our favorite flavor from today was blue raspberry. It was spicy.
Spicy. Flavor had to be lemon. It was super gross and wasn't really enjoyable at all.
Not at all. Not at all. I don't know why I had to repeat that.
Wasn't enjoyable at all. Not at all. And not enjoyable at all.
We wanted to shout out.
Not at all. It was super gross and wasn't enjoyable at all. Come on, man. Not at all.
I don't think we know what we're setting ourselves up for.
Should we say 6 at once at the same time?
6 at once at the same time? That's like the same thing. All 6 at the same time. Throw that sucker away.
Throw it in the trash. We tracked down all the toxic waste.
I'm looking for him.
I know. We tracked down all 6 of the toxic waste flavors.
I don't know what this is. I'm like,
Yeah.
tracking them down.
Tracking them.
Tracking them, bro.
Straight tracking.
That just shows you how experienced I am as a tracker.
Dragon.